Hi everybody, I'm Kozmin, one of the organizers from Startup Weekend, and I'm here today with Alexis and Jakob, some of our veterans at Startup Weekend. We're going to have just a short chat about their experience with Startup Weekend and why should you attend as well. So let me start with you, Alexis. Can you tell us a bit about yourself and what's your connection with Startup Weekend?
Sure. So I am originally from the States, and I grew up in the middle of the country, in the middle of nowhere. And when I was 12, my mom took me to Mexico on a vacation. And at that time, I witnessed poverty for the first time with my own eyes. And that moment defined the rest of my life because I became obsessed with finding solutions to some of these challenges that poverty brings about. So fast forward a few years, I ended up in Denmark to study my master's in development and international relations. The same semester that I came to Denmark, I attended the Berlin Unschool Fellowship, where we dove into systems thinking and human-centered design. And my background in NGOs kind of came together with this way of thinking about systems as a collective function. And I had an idea for a company, which was Restart. I was just by myself for 6 months with the idea, thinking about it, learning about it, reading about as much as I could. And I went to Startup Weekend in February. And at that time, I met the first who would become part of my team in the form of advisory boards and also team members. I pitched it. I gained a lot of confidence, and it was where I always say Restart was born. So that's the connection I have with Startup Weekend, and it's totally altered the company's everything about us. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
What about you, Jakob? What's your background and why are you involved with Startup Weekend?
Yeah, I think I started in the exact opposite place of Alexis. I started in my entrepreneurship life. I started in basements doing the next big thing. I made a lot of apps. Nice. More or less every one of them failed, but I learned a lot. So. And now I moved more to like a business end of things, but still in with digital products. Yeah, and now I'm like halfway indirectly involved with Restart as well, helping Alexis with whatever she needs.
How did you get together?
Actually, I started Weekend because I was a mentor the year she brought Restart as an idea, and I just really liked the team and the idea, but mainly the team at that point. And then I just offered to like help out if they needed anything afterwards, and it was fairly easy to see that they really wanted to work on it after Startup Weekend, which I think a lot of the teams do. But you could really see this was something else. They had twice the energy of the other teams. No offense to the other teams, but they were kind of hard to beat on passion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just offered to help out, and now it's been I don't know, a year and a half or something.
So yeah, that was February 2017,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah. And at that point, you said that you already started going into the problem and trying to find a solution for it. Did you have already the idea that Restart is today, or did that change over time? How would you say?
It's evolved completely. And I think a lot of that has to do with the complications and bureaucratic structures when you're dealing with money at a public level. So what's really nice is people are a lot like Jakob and want to help. So we have pro bono help from one of the best attorneys in Denmark. There's free accounting services on the university. So we've been going back and forth between these two entities to find out what's legal, what's viable, what works for everybody. And it's taken a really big turn. And so it turns out what I originally wanted to do isn't possible in Denmark without 500,000 krona and a banking license, but it is possible in Sweden, for example. So the idea that we're going to be adapting to new markets brings on a whole bunch of challenges. We'll be going through the same process everywhere, but it's just all learning and learning how to do it. So
maybe you can tell us a bit more about Restart. What is it about, and what do you do currently? Because you said it changed, but let's focus on today.
Yeah. So today we are community driven. Okay, we cut that part. Or just we're a community driven donation based crowdfunding crowdfunding platform with the intention of starting up displaced entrepreneurs. So crowdfunding traditionally has been very hands-off, and it's for tech or games or gadgets. So we're bringing it to local communities so that people can invest in entrepreneurs in their own communities and then continue to work with them to patronize their company or to mentor for them or just be there as a network. So we're launching in Denmark in the next couple of months, and what I'm doing is probably too much. I have my hands in all of the different departments in the company. I am looking for co-founders. If anyone's CFO or COO, please call me. But just kind of working, the team is so big and they're really talented and really smart, but we're all volunteers and we don't have any funding yet. So it's just sort of, it's a lot of prioritizing and compartmentalizing things and just keep moving forward step by step.
Right.
Yeah.
Jakob, I know you've been participating in a lot of startup weekends. What made you attend those? And if you can think of all of these events, which idea that you participated in was the the best idea, let's say, or which one do you like the most?
Yeah, of course restart.
Except restart.
Oh, that's tough. I know which one is the worst, but it's...
Okay, you can start with that. I mean...
What's the question? The first part?
So the first part was why did you attend the startup weekends, and then which one was the best idea?
Before my first startup weekend in 2012 or 13, I've been attending entrepreneurship events. There weren't that many back then. I think Kickstart was just starting out as well back then. And I've been mainly attending events in other countries for some reason, Finland and Estonia at that point. And then I just realized that I need to get some more hands-on knowledge. I had some entrepreneurship education, I guess, during my bachelor and my master's, but I just needed some hands-on experience. And then maybe also build my network. I knew like one or two people who were also interested in entrepreneurship as a career path, but most people, especially at universities, most people think of big companies or management positions somewhere. But yeah, at Startup Weekend, I also found other people who were really interested in this topic, or this alternative career path to that this is actually a thing you can do. I participated with them. I think no.
You're trying to avoid the question of what's the best idea. Well, you can choose. You can either tell me about the best or the worst.
Yeah.
It's your choice.
I actually like the one with where we won, obviously.
Makes sense.
Actually, one of my student projects, GigSpark.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I think you were involved as well.
I remember that, yeah.
So you know how good it was? So we just kind of...
we were quite a huge team back then, right? There were like 8 people in the team.
But it was such a great idea, so people wanted to join the team at Startup Weekend. But 7 or 8 people, and doing like flexible pricing of concert tickets. Yeah. So you paid whatever money you have, and you get the service and the spot location at the concert for whatever money. If you don't have any money, you can still attend, but in the back. So it's more fragmented, the concert spot.
Nice.
Yeah, we ended up winning, so people thought it was a great idea as well. But I think, honestly, when we started, I didn't expect winning because we had a fun team and we just had fun, and it didn't feel like we were working hard. Other years, I've been really focusing on like we need to work hard every hour and just everybody needs a task and just like work. And the GigSpark one was more relaxed, more fun, but then we ended up doing a lot better and a lot more as well because it was just fun. So we do it all the time, and you'd stay longer. And So that's also an advice for future attendees. Just have fun.
I just wanted to give a bit of insights into that because we were both studying the same master, right? So we were colleagues back then, and we actually used this opportunity of Startup Weekend to do a lot of work for our semester project, right? So back then that was our semester project, and we actually participated in Startup Weekend, and we had all these great people joining us, and we ended up, with a lot of things done during the weekend, which was also helpful from a study perspective, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's a pretty good way to get new perspectives on your study and your semester project as well. Right. Even if people just shoot it down and you have to join other people's ideas, you can ask them why didn't you like it,
Yeah,
or
exactly.
what's wrong with it, and then you get like 20 people's ideas about what you're doing.
Alexis, you said that you got your first initial team at Startup Weekend. You also was the first opportunity when you shared the idea, right, with other people. And I would like to ask you, what do you think was more important for you, getting the validation or getting the teammates, or both of them, or how do you feel about that?
I think both are equally important because you can only go so far with either one, and you can't be successful without either one.
Yeah,
so having both of those within one weekend, again, I was working for 6 months on the idea, and it brought me farther in that weekend than I had been that entire time. And it was important information. You have to understand. You have to have an intimate understanding of the market you're going into. But again, you can't do it alone. So yeah, the team is so powerful to be with people that you get along with and have fun with, and you're building something together, which it's a very powerful experience. And when we did some street validation, we were lucky to have a Dane on the team, so he could speak in Danish and connect with them on that level, and it blew me away how positively people were responding, which made me further realize that there's a demand for this. Yeah, there's something there. So those two, they're both a validation of sense when someone joins you and says, I'm coming with you. And then when people you don't know say, yeah, sure. those are really powerful confidence and encouragements to move forward.
Yeah, and that's very important. One of the main things during Startup Weekend is to validate your business, right? So that's what you did. You went out and talked to the people, and that's what everybody should actually do, because that's the first step, right? To figure out if that's only in your mind or everybody or somebody else thinks that there's something there.
Exactly.
What about mentoring at Startup Weekend, Jacob? Why are you doing that? What do you get out of that? Because you just come there and spend your weekend with us, and
well, I think first of all, it's just really fun. It's a really fun atmosphere, and you get to see and hear about so many ideas, and some of them are great ideas, and some of them are need some work. And you meet a lot of interesting people. You get to mingle at that whole startup environment. It's just really fun. But also, it just feels great helping people if they're stuck with a challenge or something they don't know how to figure out, or they need an answer to something, or whatever it is. It's just really nice to help people. And back when I was attending as a regular attendee, the mentors were so invaluable as well. Like they also valuable, sorry. And they just like, it's kind of like having a team of consultants helping you for free all the time, and they show up with a cup of coffee, and then in 20 seconds they make you completely forget something or change it or make you believe in it even more, hopefully. And so it's just a really fun.
Yeah, and I think in that sense, what the power and the beauty of having mentors is that you have people from different industries that come with their perspective, and in that sense, I think you as a mentor kind of get this all together, because yourself you have a background on both developing and creating the apps, but also a lot on the business side. So you're a great fit for mentoring, actually.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, at least mainly for the digital products is where I think I can help. Yeah. But still, I ended up helping Restart, and they are not that digital, or at least the main focus is not digital.
You're helping them on the business side, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
All right, cool. Wanted to ask you, Alexis, how did you feel about pitching on Friday evening? I don't know, you probably didn't do that before, at least about Restart. And how was that for you? Did you rehearse before, or did you just went there?
No, I didn't rehearse at all. I think I'm sure I wrote a few pages in my notebook, like, okay, gotta say this. And I actually went over time. I didn't even get halfway through the pitch before the guy's like, okay, tell us who you need, and that's all you get. And so I was really nervous. And I didn't know anyone in the room too. You're pitching to a room full of strangers, and I hadn't really put the idea into words so much before either, so I was extremely nervous. But you don't need everybody, you just need the right people. You just share your message, and your vibe attracts your tribe. It's the same with companies. So you just put out the vibe, and you'll get the right people.
Cool. And just for everybody to know, you had 60 seconds, right,
Yeah,
to pitch
yeah.
your idea.
60 seconds.
Yeah, and you did probably talk half about what you had to say, right?
Yeah, at least, yeah. Maybe less.
But it's
yeah.
pretty. I think everybody, at least on Friday, when you bring your own idea,
Yeah.
everybody's so nervous because
Yeah.
it's only been in your head that
Yeah.
far,
Yeah.
and this is for most people, this is the first time they present it to the outside world, and
This
it's really,
year-
really, really scary. But then after, I think a lot of people bring ideas, and then they think I'm not going to pitch it because who cares, or I don't have the courage to do it.
Yeah.
But then after a few pitches, and they can see everybody else is also nervous. Then people start pitching, and I think
If that guy can do it,
it's more than 50% of the audience that starts to pitch stuff because they just realize that everybody is kind of in the same boat and on the same stage.
Yeah, this year we're gonna have an event, a pre-event basically on 30th of October called Pitching Game Startup Weekend Edition, where basically we're gonna give the opportunity to all the participants to rehearse their pitch. We're gonna have the facilitator for the Startup Weekend be present during the event there. So this year we're gonna try to make them as less nervous as possible.
Yeah,
although
that's good.
we all know that that's not very very possible, but it's gonna be fun for sure to hear that. And they actually have this opportunity to, like you said, it was the first time when they presented this idea, so this time they have a chance to present also with the participants, right? So they can actually start figure out, maybe would work with that guy or with that girl and so on. So yeah, that's a good thing, I think.
Good idea.
Can you tell me, Alexis, about the team that you formed there? You're still working with them?
Yes, actually 3 have since become, all of them, I guess, have become advisors for the company, and they each bring something really unique. Jakob, as you mentioned, has a strong development and business background. Morten he's also a social entrepreneur, so we have them combined. And then Mustafa, he's really special actually because his parents are from Somalia and his father's an entrepreneur, and he started a company in the same way we starting companies. The community came around him and funded him to start up, and it served them. So all of them bring something a little bit different, and they really felt called to it.
I see that you brought also a small memory here, right? When was this taken?
That was after the final pitches on Sunday, so we were totally relaxed. You have this stress building all weekend, and it works, the pinnacle is the pitch, and then everything's done, and no matter what happens, you're just so proud of what you've done, and you can relax and play and be silly. So that was after the finals.
Nice, yeah, I can see you're having fun.
Yeah, we were having a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a fun weekend.
Yeah,
as fun as you make it, I guess.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
All right, cool. Then I think I just want to hear your thoughts. What's your message for people who would like to participate and are not sure, or for the ones who already are signed up? What should they expect?
Yeah, I recommend it to anybody, no matter what industry you're in, no matter what field, what level of entrepreneurship, because you meet so many people from outside of your network. So the least you'll walk away with is an expanded network of people from different industries. And you're always going to learn something. You can participate at whatever level you feel is good for you. So you can kind of step back a little bit, let someone else take the lead. You just never know what's going to happen. And it's always going to result in new learnings and new friends. So it's definitely worth it for anybody.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I totally agree. I think the absolute number one thing is just to have fun.
Yeah.
And to bring an open attitude. You're going to meet new people, new ideas, new things you've never tried before. But also, don't be afraid to attend, no matter what your background is, as Alexis said. One year I had a girl who's studying language, so she was in the humanities, and I think a lot of students who are in the humanities, they really don't think they can bring anything to a startup because they think it's like business, design, development. But a huge part of the business is talking to people and understanding people, understanding how does the world and how does people work. So it's so important that you need the broader you can cover, the better. So no matter what your background is, just attend and you're going to learn so much.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, during the years, we saw a lot of people with different backgrounds coming to Startup Weekend. I remember one of the last editions, we actually had a pilot who was participating, and of course, a lot of engineers from different sides and everything. And I think that's one of the strengths, right? When we're forming the team, that's why when we're also doing advertising and everything, we're trying to have a balance between the number of tickets for each category, let's say, more or less, because that brings a lot to the table.
Yeah. And I think you just a final remark. I think you discover, and many people discover, a new way to work, where you can work while having fun. Or like it sounds like a cliche or something, but it's just like usually the teams who have the most fun are also the most productive in some way. So it's a really fun way to work, and it's usually new to people, this way of working.
Yeah. Yeah, so thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
I really appreciate your time, and I'm looking forward to have both of you at the Startup Weekend, this time as mentors. So it's going to be fun to see the other side, at least for you, Alexis.
Really
Jacob already has a lot of experience with that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you're going to have a lot of great insights for the participants. So yeah, really looking forward, and thanks again.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
See you there.